There are questions that sound innocent on the surface but carry within them a darker intent. A gentle tone, a seemingly harmless smile, and the moment an answer is given, you realize you've stepped into a game that cannot be won. This is the art of the manipulator. They don't just lie with words, but with questions. When you fail to see through the disguise, you get trapped, doubting yourself, apologizing for things you never did, until you end up fighting yourself instead of fighting them. The ancient philosophers knew this reality well. They warned us that a liar rarely attacks head-on. Instead, they plant small seeds of doubt and wait for the person to destroy themselves. 2,000 years later, the tactic hasn't changed. It has only become more subtle. Emotional manipulation is one of the oldest and most effective weapons in the human arsenal. Manipulators know they don't need facts or logic to get what they want. They only need you to lose emotional balance. They make you feel guilty for asking questions, ashamed for being too sensitive when you notice inconsistencies. And when guilt and shame don't work, they wear you down until you're too exhausted to keep seeking the truth. This is the manipulator's battlefield. Not truth, not reason, but emotion. And this is precisely where Stoic thought offers a protective shield. Stoic philosophy teaches the fundamental distinction between what is within our control and what is not. This single distinction is the foundation of mental freedom. Once you know what belongs to you and what doesn't, you can no longer be enslaved by manipulative tactics. A Stoic state of mind can be compared to standing at the center of a storm. While winds howl, rain lashes, and thunder roars, you remain still within. It represents calm when others lose control, clarity when others go blind. The secret manipulators never expect is that their greatest weapon only works if they trigger an uncontrolled emotional reaction. Take that away, and the weapon shatters in their hands. Before we begin, I ask you to remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps us a lot and costs you nothing. Let's go! First question. Why are you being so sensitive? Because, at first glance, this question sounds harmless, almost like a show of concern. But don't be fooled. This is the first bullet fired by the gaslighting manipulator, because hidden inside the question is not genuine curiosity, but a disguised accusation. What's really being said is, you're weak, you're imagining things. The problem isn't me, it's you. It's a situation many know too well. In a relationship, the moment something wrong is pointed out, the person dismisses it with a laugh. Oh, you're just too sensitive. Or maybe at work, when you question the ethics of a decision, you hear, "Don't exaggerate, it's just business." That's not concern, it's a weapon. The goal is to strip you of your greatest defense, your awareness. They want to turn sensitivity, which is really a radar for danger, into a weakness. Manipulators know people suffer more in imagination than in reality. They plant seeds of doubt in your imagination until you start questioning yourself, until you start believing you are the problem. But the truth is that sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity is awareness. The person who feels deeply often notices the cracks in the wall long before anyone else. The financial analyst who detects small inconsistencies in the books mocked as paranoid, but later proves a multi-million-dollar fraud. The wife who senses subtle changes in her husband's behavior, dismissed as exaggerating, only to discover betrayal months later. In both cases, sensitivity wasn't a curse. It was the early warning system. Stoic philosophy teaches us that someone who truly values us will never shame our awareness. Only those hiding something fear our perception. The ideal Stoic response would be, "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being observant. Does that make you uncomfortable?" A single phrase like that makes the mask begin to slip. Sensitivity, when well calibrated, is a crucial navigational tool in life. It's the ability to detect nuances, inconsistencies, and subtle shifts in the social and emotional environment. Manipulators attack this capacity precisely because it threatens their ability to operate in the shadows. Second question, you trust me, don't you? This question sounds so kind, so innocent, but beneath the surface, it isn't a question. It's a trap. Because anyone who demands trust instead of earning it has already revealed their intentions. A trustworthy person doesn't need to ask for faith. Their actions speak louder than words. Day after day, consistency builds trust. But when someone looks you in the eye and insists, "You trust me, don't you?" what they're really saying is, "Don't think, don't question. Just hand me the keys to your mind." Liars use this question to shut off curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being cautious, to convince you that asking for proof makes you disloyal. But caution is not betrayal. Caution is wisdom. Think of the business partner who won't show the numbers but leans in and says, "Trust me," or the lover who hides their phone but repeats, "Don't you trust me?" They're not building trust, they're demanding blind faith. And blind faith is the fertile soil of betrayal. The Stoic answer would be calm and detached, not panicked, not defensive. When confronted with, "You trust me, don't you?" the pause is essential. Breathe and reply, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" That single line flips the frame because now the focus is on them, not you. A liar will stumble, change the subject, or explode. But a person of integrity won't be offended. They'll simply continue showing through their actions that they are trustworthy. Trust is not a gift handed over under pressure. It's a fortress built stone by stone through time, truth, and consistency. And the Stoic never forgets that giving away that fortress too quickly is surrendering inner peace. True trust is built through a history of consistent actions, not through declarations or emotional demands. When someone needs to explicitly ask for trust, it usually signals their actions don't match their words. Third question, are you accusing me of something? This question is particularly cunning. It seems simple, but it's actually a shield, a way to flip the situation and put the questioner on trial. Here's how it works. A concern is raised, something doesn't add up. A question is asked, and suddenly instead of answers, you're met with a sharp counterattack. "Wait, are you accusing me of something?" Now, without realizing it, you are no longer the observer. You're the villain. The focus shifts away from the questionable behavior and burns onto the person who asked the question. This tactic forces you into defense mode. You rush to explain, backtrack, say things like, no, that's not what I meant. And in that moment, you've lost your power. The best response to anger, according to Stoic philosophy, is silence. But silence in Stoicism does not mean surrender. It means refusing to play someone else's game. Think of a courtroom. If the guilty party can get the judge to apologize, the trial collapses. That is exactly what this question is designed to do. So how to respond? With stillness, with composure. Next time someone explodes with, "Are you accusing me of something?" don't rush to fill the silence. Hold your ground. Maintain eye contact. Wait 2, maybe 3 seconds, and then calmly say, "Should I be?" Just 3 words. But those 3 words shift the pressure back where it belongs. Real-world examples include the boss confronted about missing funds. "Are you accusing me of stealing?" The partner questioned about secrecy. "Are you accusing me of cheating?" In both cases, the goal is the same: to turn the pursuit of truth into an attack that must be defended. But the Stoic refuses to be provoked. He knows truth does not panic, and wisdom does not apologize for observation. Remember, the one who asks, "Are you accusing me?" is often revealing more than they realize. Overreacting to a legitimate question is often more telling than the question itself. 4th question: would I ever lie to you? This question is poison wrapped in velvet. It sounds tender, almost wounded, as if the person were insulted simply for being questioned. But ask yourself, why would someone need to pose such a question unless they already felt the truth closing in? "Would I ever lie to you?" is not really a question. It's theater. It's a performance designed to paint them as noble and you as cruel for even imagining otherwise. It's not about honesty. It's about guilt. Because if they can make you feel guilty for doubting, you'll stop asking. You'll silence your instincts and hand over exactly what they want: blind trust. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that truth never takes offense at scrutiny. A person of integrity doesn't need to convince anyone they're incapable of lying. They let their actions speak day after day without fanfare. Think in real life, the partner hiding their messages who then says, "Would I ever lie to you?" The colleague avoiding accountability but insisting, "Come on, would I really lie?" The more they beg for innocence, the more you should question what lies beneath. The Stoic response is not to take the bait, not to rush to reassure. Instead, with calm clarity, next time someone asks, "Would I ever lie to you?" pause. Let the silence work, then reply, "That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did?" In that instant, the power shifts. Because liars thrive in fog. They want you blinded by doubt. But that answer turns on the spotlight. And once the light is on, shadows can no longer hide them. Honest people don't fear questions. Only liars do. So never confuse a performance of innocence with the reality of truth. This question is especially insidious because it flips responsibility. Instead of the questionable person proving their honesty through actions, they shift the burden onto you to trust without evidence. It's emotional manipulation exploiting the natural desire not to think ill of someone close. 5th question: can't we just move on? This is the liar's final card, the desperation move. When denial fails, when distraction fails, they turn to exhaustion. Can't we just move on? On the surface, it sounds like peace, like closure. But look deeper. It's not about resolution. It's about escape. What's really being said is, "I don't want accountability. I don't want to face the truth. I just need you too tired to keep digging." And this is how many lies survive. Not because the liar is smarter than truth, but because the seeker of truth gets tired and quits. Stoic philosophy knew this tactic well. To the Stoic mind, truth has no expiration date. It doesn't vanish just because someone wants to move on. Think in real life. a company caught in scandal, leaders pleading with employees, "Let's not dwell on the past, let's focus on the future." A spouse exposed in betrayal. "Why keep talking about it? Let's move on." But in both cases, the plea isn't for healing, it's for silence. It's to bury what still rots in the dark. The Stoic answer is not with anger, not with endless arguing, but with steady determination. When someone asks, "Can't we just move on?" breathe and calmly reply, "I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before." That single phrase anchors you in truth. It tells the liar they cannot rush you, that peace is built on clarity, not fatigue. Liars hate this because they thrive on your exhaustion. But when you refuse to yield, when you calmly stand in certainty, the game ends. Remember, moving on is not about speed, it's about honesty. And only when truth is faced can real peace begin. Moving on without resolution is actually just staying stuck in the problem, with denial added on top. How Stoic thought protects against manipulation. Liars thrive on emotion. They don't need facts. They don't need logic. They only need you to lose balance. They make you feel guilty for asking questions, shame you for being too sensitive when you notice cracks. And when guilt and shame don't work, they drain you until you're too tired to keep seeking truth. That's the manipulator's battlefield, not truth, not reason, but emotion. And this is exactly where Stoicism offers a protective shield. Stoic philosophy teaches that some things are under our control, others are not. This single distinction is the foundation of freedom. Once you know what belongs to you and what doesn't, you cannot be enslaved by their tactics. When they try to guilt you, remember, their feelings are not your responsibility. When they accuse you of being too sensitive, remember, awareness is strength, not weakness. And when they try to wear you down, remember, time itself is neutral. Truth has no deadline. The Stoic does not react to the liar's rhythm. They observe. They breathe. They choose their response with precision, as if holding the sword of reason steady in the chaos. The Stoic knows that silence can be strength, observation can be power, detachment can be liberation. So next time someone tries to distort your perception, don't rush, don't panic. Simply ask, is this under my control or outside of it? And with that single question, reclaim your freedom, calm, clear, unshakable. That is how Stoic thought breaks every chain of manipulation. The Stoic mind develops a detached quality of observation that is fundamental to resisting manipulation. This is not emotional coldness, but the ability to watch your own emotional responses without being ruled by them. When you can observe your own feelings as if they were external events, it becomes much harder for a manipulator to use those emotions as levers of control. Finally, the freedom of mental clarity. True power doesn't come from controlling others, but from not being able to be controlled. Manipulators rely on confusion, doubt, and the emotional instability of their victims. When a person maintains mental clarity and emotional stability, manipulative tactics simply lose their effectiveness. The Stoic practice of regular self-examination, questioning one's own thoughts, emotions, and reactions, builds a natural immunity to manipulation. When you know yourself well, it becomes much easier to spot when someone is trying to twist that inner perception. It is not cruel to have standards. It is not harsh to seek truth. It is not weak to notice deceit. It is to be awake, And in a world of shadows, the awake are feared. The choice is clear. Clarity, reason, to walk as a Stoic warrior. Calm, observant, unshakable. Eg parmane, ik mai vo. The Stoic path is not about becoming insensitive or distrusting everyone, but about developing discernment. It's about learning to distinguish between genuine sensitivity and emotional manipulation, between legitimate requests for trust and demands for blind faith, between valid questions and defensive attacks. This ancient wisdom remains relevant because human nature hasn't fundamentally changed. The same tactics that worked 2,000 years ago still work today, just dressed in modern clothing. But the same philosophical defenses that protected the ancients can still protect us now. True strength is not in never being deceived. It is in quickly recognizing when someone is trying to deceive us and responding in a way that preserves our integrity and inner peace. The Stoic understands that the greatest victory is not defeating the manipulator at their own game, but refusing to play that game at all. Final freedom comes from understanding that our inner peace does not depend on the actions or words of others, but on our own clarity of thought and firmness of character. When this is truly understood, the 5 dangerous questions lose all their power, and what remains is simply the truth. Clear and unshakable. I hope you enjoyed the video, and since you made it to the end, write Armored Wisdom in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.